Whatever you want to call Mohamed, nasty, opportunistic, maybe even evil, there's one thing we can all agree on. He's played Yve like a fiddle. He's preyed on her naivety and her vulnerability, he's used her to get to the States, he's cheated on her, apparently with multiple women, and now that they're married, and now that he's had his 2 minutes of fame, as soon as the cameras stop rolling and he's been exposed for the piece of shit that he is, he's trying to end his marriage, get his green card, and stay in the country without her. In case you haven't already heard, the news broke a couple of days ago that Yve and Mohamed have split. And here's the kicker. Mohamed has pressed charges against Yve, accusing her of domestic violence. Now, those claims appear to be very strategic, and shortly we'll hear from Yve's attorney about why she believes Mohamed is actually being coached in what to say. But before we get to that, look, here's the thing that makes me sick. It's clear from the nature of the allegations and just how public this is all getting that Mohamed couldn't care less about the effect this is all going to have on Tharan. Keep in mind, it was only a few weeks ago that Yve was posting about how she's fighting to extend Tharan's life because in addition to being autistic, having Down syndrome and having to be catheterized every 3 hours, the poor boy is also now potentially running the risk of having a kidney transplant. So as if all of that isn't enough for Yve to have to deal with, added to which her mum is also seriously ill, well, now come the revelations and the accusations that Mohamed has just dropped on her plate. As I'm sure you recall, a few days ago on part 2 of the tell-all, Mohamed appeared on our screens admitting to texting another woman, and he was ready to tell the world how sorry he was, how he was a changed man and he'd never do it again. But surprise, surprise, all of those words meant absolutely nothing. So let's look at exactly what Mohamed is claiming, and let me also walk you through the timeline because it all gets a bit complicated. Now, all of this starts on July the 28th. That was the day that the IG account Mary Pants broke the news that Mohamed had been sending another woman text messages. Amongst all of the damning messages, one of the things that he talked about was how he was planning to leave his marriage as soon as he got his green card, because he first wants to, quote, make sure he's safe in America. Now, 4 days later, on August the 1st, police were called to Yve's home for the first time. According to public records, the reason for the call out was for a disturbance. Then, the very next day, August the 2nd, police got called out again. This is also listed as a disturbance. Now we fast forward to August the 14th. This is the day that the first part of the tell-all is about to air. Now, at this point, it's been a couple of weeks since the leaked messages, but Yve hasn't made any comment about her relationship with Mohamed. Then, she seems to break her silence by posting a video which looks like she's standing up for her husband. The video has now been deleted, but at the time it had pictures of her, Mohamed and her friend all smiling and laughing together, and her caption read, "Laughing all freaking day, straight comedy with," and then she tagged her husband. That was taken by everyone to mean that they were still together. They were laughing and smiling in the photos. But behind closed doors, the same day that Yve was posting that to her Instagram, things had taken a dramatic turn for the worse, because for the third time, Mohamed had called the police to Yve's home. This time, the reason for the call out is listed as being disturbing the peace and family dispute. But we also have more, because on this occasion we've got an incident report from the investigating officer. Let me read it to you. Quote, "In the early morning hours of Sunday, August 14th, 2022, he," so Mohamed, "said Yvette placed both her hands on each side of his face and said, 'Can you feel that?' He said she was drunk and he was afraid she was going to hit him when she did this because she is violent when she drinks alcoholic beverages. He said he packed his bags and left the residence." So that was the day, August the 14th, where Mohamed moved out of Yve's home and he's gone to live with his friends. The next day, August the 15th, according to In Touch Weekly, Yve gets charged. Charge number 1 is battery against a household member, and charge number 2 is assault against a household member. One of those claims, at least, seems to relate back to how Yve reacted when she first found out about Mohamed's messages to other women. The officer's report says, quote, "He said they were in bed and he was holding his cell phone. Yvette tried to grab the phone from him and he fell onto the floor. He said she sat on top of him and put her knee to his throat to try and force him to release the phone. He was able to get out from under her and said he did not physically hurt her while getting away." Another of the accusations that Mohamed has made, that the investigating officer lists in her report, is that Mohamed, quote, played an audio recording from July 21st, 2022, so that's before news broke that he was messaging other women, and Yvette is yelling at him, telling him she needs help with the dishes, the laundry and other things in the house. The officer notes that she can hear Mohamed yelling in the background, telling Yvette not to hit him again. Now, that audio recording has actually been leaked. I'll play you a small section of it, but just listen to how stressed Yvette sounds. And keep in mind, we know from the show, we know by Mohamed's own admission, that this is a man who doesn't expect to have to help around the house. He came to America looking for someone to mother him.
But I need help.
So what is your problem? I don't
My
know.
problem is I need help.
With what?
Everything. Do this. Help me put this away. Put the laundry away.
You can't be
I'm asking
talking
you
to
that
me
much.
like that.
Okay, just help me then. You're stressing me out.
You can't talk to
Just
me like
shut
that.
up. Shut up.
You can't talk
Shut
to
up.
me
Leave
like
me alone.
Now, we can all hear in Yve's voice just how stressed out she is. She doesn't feel like Mohamed's pulling his weight. Let me carry on playing the audio so you can hear the point at which Mohamed tells her to stop hitting him.
Do it yourself.
I will.
Do it.
I will do it myself.
Don't touch me.
You don't.
Okay.
Why can't you just help me? I'm so fucking stressed out. You can't even help me. You want to go to a stupid dinner with your friends.
If you touch me again, it's not gonna be okay, okay?
Well, Jen, why can't you just stay? I told you I need your help.
Now, just to be clear, Yve denies all of these accusations. Her representative told In Touch magazine, quote, "The domestic abuse allegations have been falsified by Mohamed. Mohamed and the woman he has been cheating on Yve with have discussed his options from the very beginning. They specifically discussed a U visa and how Mohamed can qualify for this just in case Yve found out about his indiscretions. The domestic abuse allegations are completely false and just a ploy to keep him in the US. Yve was not arrested on August the 15th or any other day. Yve has never been abusive towards Mohamed and just wants this chapter in her life to be done so she can move forward." Now get this, Yve's attorney is claiming that all of Mohamed's accusations, including the fact that he recorded that argument in the first place, is all down to the fact that he's being coached.
What my client, Yvette Ariano, discovered is that Mohamed came over here with ill intentions. He doesn't actually love here and pretty much came over here to get a green card. We found out that he's friends with someone from an immigration Facebook group who coached him on how to falsely accuse her of battery so that he can get a U visa. Yvette soon found out that once she broke up with him for cheating on him, that's when he started planning the U visa scam.
So if Yve is to be believed, and yes, I believe her, the only reason Mohamed is making these claims against her is so that he can take advantage of legislation designed to protect abuse victims. We've seen this exact same playbook from other cast members in the past, like Larissa and also Luis. If they can prove that they've been abused, they get an immediate green card. The thing is, the fact that he's literally got leaked messages talking about how he's planning to leave Yve, but only once he gets his green card, makes me convinced that getting the green card is very important for him. Important enough, one might argue, to come up with a premeditated strategy to keep him in the country. That would also explain why he made 3 phone calls to the police to try and establish a pattern that he's the victim. And just to add extra credence to those claims, he's also trying to paint Yve to be violent when she drinks, emotionally and physically abusive, and a cheat. The investigating officer states, quote, "Mohamed accused her, Yve, of cheating with a guy named Mike and sending pictures to him during the evening of August the 13th, 2022. Now, in the aftermath of all of this, Mohamed took to social media to try and convince us that he's a respectful gentleman. His statement reads, quote, "A lot of people asking why I'm not saying my part of the story. That's because I was trying my best to end my relationship with respect. That's all." As for Yve, before the news broke, she deleted all traces of Mohamed from her Instagram. Everything, that is, except for one post. And on that post, she has this caption, quote, "Truth always prevails. You've got a new story to write and it looks nothing like your past." Oh boy. It's all very sad, but the truth is everyone could see that this relationship was never going to work. As hard as it might be for Yve to hear, she's been played like a fiddle, and ultimately she only has herself to blame. All the signs, all the red flags were there for her to see. I just really hope she's able to protect Tharan from all of the fallout, which leads me nicely back to my question from the start. Mohamed, nasty, opportunistic or evil? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below.